Missed with a breaking ball outside. Raleigh got ahead of him at 0-2 and wasted a couple with teasers. Missed inside. He is now at 3-2 on the second man in a row. With the top of the batting order up, and Concepcion can run. Fingers is going to have to tighten up the old shoelaces, and he's doing just that. Big pitch for him right here. Into center field, and easy George Hendricks makes the catch. 2 downs. The A's fans are waving the pennants and roaring here. Pete Rose, who hit the first pitch of this ball game over the right field wall for a home run, followed in the third inning with a single. Catfish Hunter got him in the fifth on a ground out to short. Fastball really had a tail on it. You could see it moving away from the left-handed batter. Joe Morgan hoping to get a shot with somebody on here. Strike 2. You could see the target that Gene Tennis gave that time, an over-exaggerated target. He wanted that pitch low and away, and he all but sat down on the ground to give the target.
Tennis has been doing an excellent job behind the plate. See him decoy inside on Rose, then go on the outside corner.
Now back inside, and Rose jumped out of the way. There's a shadow here with the bright sunshine that will allow a batter to see where the catcher is standing. That's the reason they move around a little bit. Drive to left field. Rudy's going deep. He's got it. He ran out of track up there. We go to the last half of the seventh inning. The score, the Oakland A's 4, the Cincinnati Reds
3. You couldn't wait to get to Australia, because there's a kind of gusto out here you won't find anywhere else in the world. Like turning a life-saving drill into a festival in sport. You want to be part of it, because you know one crack at life is all you get. So you got to make it good. Yeah, the Aussies share your love for gusto in everything, even in beer. Schlitz, a taste of home you never have to give up. It feels sort of good to be with men who won't settle for second best. When you're out of Schlitz, you're out of beer.
At the Oakland Coliseum with Concepcion, the new shortstop, on your left, and Clay Carroll, the right-hander, on your right. Here at the Coliseum, 50,000 fans are standing and singing "God Bless America" rather than "Take Me Out to the Ball Game." And there's the song leader, Charlie Finley.
He's been the leading character of the World Series. On stage.
He has done that one other time here at the Coliseum, had the crowd sing "God Bless America" with 50,000, 51,000 actually here on a Monday night this year. And I think it's a great touch. It's just a fantastic thing to see this kind of spirit, and we're better to hear it than at a World Series. Here is Gene Tennis, who has put Lucasville, Ohio, right in the middle of the map. Strike called from Carroll.
And we'll see how Carroll does today. He was a losing pitcher. They gave up the winning hits last night, and the A's come back last of the ninth inning.
Another nice stop by Dennis Menke. And it's there in time for the out. One down in the seventh inning.
Menke has probably been defensively the most consistent player in this series. He's made him look easy, just gliding over to his right. Formerly a shortstop until knee surgery, he still has pretty good range at third.
Clay Carroll, in the true tradition of most short relievers, said after the game last night, it was a game I made one bad pitch, but I'll be ready again tomorrow. 0-1. These short relievers are a special breed. Ted Kubiak is batting. They call him Mr. Smooth. Carroll falls down.
Kubiak did not get a good jump out of the box. You don't usually get one. When you tap a ball or get jammed, Carroll thought he had to hurry a little bit more than this. Feet give out from under him. Kubiak's got a hit.
And you wonder how they score this one? A base hit.
Rollie Fingers comes up, and this guy can swing the bat. I don't know if Dick Williams will have him swinging it here, but he hit a home run in Texas this year.
Where do they get all these pitchers that can hit, Monty?
Hey, they have a lot of fun. Pre-game batting drills. The A's pitchers have the game, as do all clubs' pitchers, but Oakland does have a bunch of real good hitting pitchers. That's Johnny Bench to Joe Morgan, and Fingers drops the perfect bunt down the third base line. He really did in that ball. Oakland leading 4-3.
Watch how far, as Menke comes in, Johnny Bench ranges from behind the plate. Yogi Berra is one of the finest at moving out from behind home plate on bunts. Bench may even top Yogi.
They say he's a one-handed catcher, but on that pickup, as they teach all catchers, he goes at it with the glove and rakes it over into the other hand. Here's Bert Campaneris. The A's are a hit away from another run. Breaking ball, strike called, and he had that one up around the letters. Kubiak backs into second base.
Let's give a tribute to Tom Hall. He pitched 2 shutout innings in relief for his remove.
Johnny Bench back, but he'll run out of room before that one lands. It's in the seats. So quickly, Carroll is ahead of Campaneris at 2 strikes. Sunshine is broken out here in the East Bay.
Carroll has to be the man now. They've already used Bourbon and Hall. That's their bullpen. Unless they get Simpson or Nolan in. Starters who've had some arm trouble.
And the A's are down to their ace, of course. Vida Blue is not in the bullpen today. He is scheduled to start tomorrow if the World Series goes to Cincinnati. So Dick Williams did not send him down there today. So it's up to Rollie Fingers and Clay Carroll, it looks like. He got him looking on a fastball, and he really had him set up for that. Campaneris unhappy, but it's all over in the 7th. The score, Oakland 4, Cincinnati 3.
Of course you get 1-button color on Sears 19-inch color TV. But you also get something a lot more important. Come, I'll show you. You get Sears testing for quality. Sears service available nationwide. And most important,
We'll take care of it.
Sears' reputation for dependability. With Sears 19-inch color TV, you get a lot more than 1-button color.
Hey, look! Hey! Mister, you've got that spelled wrong.
No, it's convertible.
Convertible?
Well, it means 3 cars in one. Like this. See, this is my car over here, the new Dodge Dart Sport.
But why 3 cars in one?
It's a 5-seat economy car, right?
Right.
It's convertible, too. That's the optional sunroof. Okay, now flip the optional fold-down rear seat and open the trunk.
Dad, it's a wagon, too. Oh, I want to ride in the wagon. I want to ride in the...
Dart Sport. It can give a guy quite a choice.
We pause now for station identification.
The Fabulous Country, part of an all-specials night tonight.
We go to the top half of the 8th inning, and here is the toughest part of the Cincinnati batting order to face Raleigh Fingers. At whom you're looking, there's Joe Morgan to lead it off. Tolan and Bench will follow. Morgan, who hasn't tried to bunt in the series, ran up on that one and took it high for ball 1. The Oakland bullpen has a left-hander, Dave Hamilton, and a right-hander, Bob Locker. They ought to be ready if called on.
Morgan will do anything to get on. He really believes he can steal anytime he wants.
He led the Reds in walks this year, got 115, and he's up there looking at Raleigh Fingers now at 2-0. He walked in the 5th inning after 2 were out and turned it into a run. Right down the middle. This year, no one in the major leagues received more free passes than did Joe Morgan. 115 times he got on that way. All 3, and Fingers now has the biggest pitch to make he's had to make in the game. Tolan on deck. With Morgan not hitting the ball, the pitchers really hate to walk a guy like that who can turn a walk into a double. He walked him.
And they walked him in the 5th, and he scored from first base on a single.
That's the first walk Fingers has given up, and he couldn't have walked a more dangerous man in a 1-run ball game.
Monty, a pitcher has a few weapons he can use against a great base stealer like Morgan. You can throw over many times. You can adjust your rhythm. Pitch home plate quickly one time. Take your time. But maybe the best of all is to stand out on the mound in your stretch position and let that runner get flat-footed so he doesn't get a good moving break towards second base.
Here's the situation. Dick Williams is going out. Here's the situation, Kurt, where the A's missed Darrell Knowles more than at any other time. He has one of the best moves to first base at holding runners on and one of the best pickoff moves in the major leagues. And Darrell is out with a broken thumb.
He had the lowest earned run average on the A's staff, and I guess he was especially good coming in against a left-hander like Tolan.
Right, and Williams would even bring him in against right-handed batters with a good base stealer on just to hold him on there, and it really means a lot to a catcher. Darrell broke his thumb in the most freak way for a pitcher. He only batted about 6 times all year, and he hit a ball to left field, and turning to run away from the plate, he fell down on his thumb. Here we go. There's the first throw over to first base, where Mike Hegan has taken the place of Mike Epstein. That time he meant business. He threw it hard.
The Reds have stolen 6 bases in this series to just 1 for the A's. No doubt about their advantage in team speed.
Nobody down in the 8th inning. Fingers probably wanting to try to tire him out a little bit. He has to be careful about throwing the ball away there. There's a gigantic amount of room behind the first baseman. Pitch out this time, and he's not going. World Series and the World Championship of Baseball might be on the line with how the Oakland A's handle Joe Morgan on the bases right here. There he goes. Bunted out and missed. Throw to second. Too late. He steals it. That time Tolan helped Morgan out.
Hegan holding him on. Morgan with a big lead. Tennis got rid of the ball well, but Morgan just outruns the ball. Here comes Morgan again. Tolan gave him a lot of protection, giving him that extra step, being left-handed and blocking the view of the catcher, Tennis.
Now Tolan's job is just to get him over. He bunts at it, misses. Or did he go for it? He did.
Morgan hasn't had a hit in this series, but now his speed and his base running paid off last night and today.
Cincinnati bullpen has put a starter out in the hill now. Ross Grimsley, a left-hander, has joined Simpson, a right-hander. Base hit right field. And Alou falls down. Tolan may try for third. He's going to stop at second base. The Reds have the go-ahead run on at second as Matty Alou fell down. That could be a very, very costly slip.
And Tolan is really coming up with big hits. He now leads the Reds in RBIs. Knocked in 2 last night. He's driven in 2 runs today.
An error has been given to Matty Alou in right field, allowing Tolan to go to second. A tie ball game at 4-all. That leadoff walk is always a bad omen, and Fingers has found it costly here. Now Johnny Bench. He ran into the ball. Was he in front of the plate or not?
Home plate umpire Bob Ingo appealing immediately to first base umpire Bill Haller. Williams out now saying, I want you to appeal. Now Haller's coming in as Engel says, nope, I did not make the call. Haller did. Bench was in the batter's box when the ball hit him. Had he been out, and the ball hit him in fair territory, he would have been out.
1 strike to count on Johnny Bench. Bobby Tolan at second, carrying the go-ahead run. There's nobody down in game number 5. Bench wasn't bunting that one. He went for the seats in left field. It's 2 strikes on him. Bando holding Tolan at second, throwing to first for the out. 1 away. And now Tony Perez, who's led all players in the series with base hits. Sal Bando in from third to talk to Raleigh Fingers. Joe Morgan, who led the majors in walks, got his specialty to start this big 8th inning for Cincinnati.
Going to keep your eye on Tolan on second base, too. He's liable to try to go for third and get there where he can score on the sacrifice fly. Kubiak's holding close.
That's a ball. With a right-handed batter at the plate, some of the real good base stealers like to go to third because the catcher has to either step behind the batter or out in front of him to make the throw. We got a good cut at a hanging slider right then. That was about letter high. Dennis Menke on deck. Cincinnati Reds and the Oakland A's, both great come-from-behind ball clubs all year long. They had to do it in the playoffs, and here they are meeting head-on for the World's Championship. And a lot of money is at stake. Strike 2.
One of the Red players unofficially figured out that the winning share will be about $22,000, $23,000 a player.
The last 3 years in a row, the winners have had $18,000 a man, and that compares with the first World Series. The players got $1,100. Sparky Anderson facing the dugout. Here goes Tolan to third. It's swung and a miss. Throw to third. Safe. Bando is furious. Here comes Dick Williams into the picture.
Watch Tolan. He's being held close by Kubiak. He did not get a particularly good jump. Bando scoops it out of the dirt. Jim Hunachik, the umpire. Bando made the sweeping tag, and Tolan got around him. Here it comes again. Bando with his foot in front of the bag. Sweeping tag. Jim Hunachik, third base umpire, says, you missed him. He slid around you. Stolen base right now is not as important as Perez went down swinging. Had he been there where a sacrifice fly could have scored him, the A's may have had to bring their infield in.
If the A's got the call on that, it would have been a mighty big gamble by Tolan because that would have taken him right out of the inning with the go-ahead run in scoring position. I tell you, Tennis had that throw down there, too. Now here's Dennis Menke. He has homered, struck out, and sacrificed. Sparky Anderson calls Menke one of his best clutch hitters, and he has never had a more clutch situation than this right here. We are tied up in the top of the 8th, 4-4, and Sparky is on the walk again. It's no balls, 2 strikes. Pressure on Gene Tennis to make sure in case the ball is in the dirt here, he's got to block it. Fingers is working off the stretch. He could be on a windup, but he wants to take a look at Tolan and hold him over there as long as he can. Tolan trying to get Fingers to balk. Wow, mighty close. 1 ball, 2 strikes. You can see Tolan on the left side of the infield off third base. Menke's not taking a big cut. He's just trying for the base hit here. Fingers is not much of one to waste pitches either. Most of the A's pitchers, when they're ahead of a batter, go right ahead and try to get him right there. They try not to make a fat pitch, but they want to go ahead and get him. Menke fought that one off. He just had a very small swing at that to protect the plate.
Monty, a lot of the pitchers and their young ones on this club give a lot of that credit to Bill Pozadell, who's retiring after this year.
The chief has been with these kids ever since they started, 12 years ago when Finley bought the ball club. He got him. So we go to the last half of the 8th inning. The score, Cincinnati 4, Oakland 4.
Here's what happened when some regular gasoline users switched to Shell's new Super Regular.
I get out in the morning, just turn the switch, and she kicks off, and away I go. Once I got into this new gas that Shell put out, that's Super Regular. I said, you can keep everything. I'll stick to this.
We switched over to the Super Regular, and it starts fast in the morning. Don't have it dying out like I used to.
Get onto the freeway, I'd step on the gas, and everything sort of starts rattling. I'm no expert on cars or anything, but I know this is kind of shouldn't be there. And I tried this Shell Super Regular, and it seemed to take care of that. I don't know if any more paying.
Most times when I get in the car, it takes till I get around the block for the car not to cough. And it hasn't been coughing now with the Super Regular.
Super Regular and the Big Red Pump. Good drivability, plus more octane than the average regular. Ask our customers. Shell products perform.
If the World Series is over today, Sunday on NBC, there will be a pro football doubleheader. Check your local listings for those games you see in your area. If there is a World Series game on Sunday, we'll have a baseball, football doubleheader. And we're going now to the last of the 8th inning, and Matty Alou up.
Clay Carroll into the wind. Strike call to Matty. Alou, Rudy, and Epstein. Second, third, and fourth hitters for the Oakland A's. That's the lineup that got the run for Cincinnati that tied it up. Alou takes it's 1-1. Matty today has had 1 ball out of the infield. It was caught. A fly ball to right. 2-1. Matty splits his grip a little bit on the bat. That's Joe Rudy. Look at his hands. They're not right together. You see a little space between them. Carroll's going to have to cover first. He got there. Clay Carroll almost fell down again.
Both Carroll and Perez make a great play on this one. You can see they get their signals mixed up just slightly. Now Tony with a flip leading Carroll, just barely beating Alou. Tough call for Bill Haller, the first base umpire.
I tell you what, Perez made quite a play. He not only had to get rid of that ball, he had to lead a man perfectly who was going away from him.
These red players in the infield seem to be having trouble on this thick natural turf. Probably still treacherous after the 10 days of rain out here, and they're losing their underfooting.
Now here's Joe Rudi, and Dennis Menke, the third baseman, is going to play right even with the bag. Rudi bunted for a base hit here the other night. And he does that for two reasons. He gets base hits once in a while, about 9 this year, but he'll draw that third baseman in, or he has a better chance to hit it by him if he swings. Ball 1 to Rudi. We are tied up at 4-4. Cincinnati has had 6 hits and Oakland 4. On deck, Mike Hegan. Good working fastball. You can see that one turn. 1 ball, 1 strike. One and 2 to Rudi. He had 19 home runs in the season, and he hit 1 in Cincinnati. Missed outside. Sparky Anderson has had Ross Grimsley in the bullpen. Now he has Jack Billingham. They are his 2 starters for the 2 games in Cincinnati if it goes that far. Billingham pitched the best game against Oakland of any Cincinnati pitcher. Rudi pops it up. Pete Rose looking for it in the sun, and he's saying he's got it. Boy, when he catches that ball, he really snaps it down to his waist.
And Rudi got under that one just a little bit too much, or he might have had it out of here.
Now for the A's, Mike Hegan comes up to bat. Mike, for the year, hit .329 for the A's, mostly as a pinch hitter. Also used as a late-inning defensive replacement. Valuable man to have around. Dick Williams has really used him very well as pinch runner, pinch hitter. Carroll misses low, ball 1. Hegan has been up 3 times in the series without a base hit. He was in 1 World Series with the New York Yankees when he was really a young kid. Strike, it's 1-1. (1964) when Egan was in the series. Watch Joe Morgan to his right. He beat it. Mike Hegan ran up on the grass.
Watch Joe get rid of this ball. He knows Hegan has speed. You get a chance to call it yourself. Puts on the bag. The ball's still out there coming into Perez's glove. Haller with a couple of close plays. Take a look at it again. Joe flipping the ball over. Put on the bag as the ball gets in the glove.
Now Sal Bando. Ball 1. They're giving Bando a big gap in right center field. Bobby Tolan playing him well over in left center, and Bando hits the ball a lot with power to right center. There's a drive up the middle, base hit. Hegan is going for third. And now, with 2 down in the last half of the 8th inning, George Hendrick is scheduled to bat here, and we're going to have a pinch hitter, I believe. One of the heroes for the A's last night, from Selma, Alabama, Don Mincher comes out. Grimsley in the bullpen for Cincinnati. Over on the A's dugout wall, Dick Williams scratches off a name. Oakland has runners first and third in a tie game. And there's that scorecard. You can see a lot of changes made here today.
Now Dick Williams with only right-handed pinch hitters left. And out comes Sparky.
He didn't make this trip out there last night. He left a right-hander in to pitch to Mincher, and Mincher ripped the ball into right center field for a hit. We pause briefly for station identification. This is the NBC Television Network.
Sparky Anderson now with a big decision. He has Grimsley to come in against a left-handed batter if he wants him. The pitcher is scheduled to hit in the number 8 spot for Cincinnati in the 9th, which means that Geronimo would lead it off, then the pitcher Carroll, if they take Carroll out. And they're bringing Grimsley in to work to Mincher.
But Dick Williams will make a change. It's going to be Angel Mangual here against the left-hander. There's a break in the action here in Oakland to score. The A's 4, the Reds 4.
Hi, Guy. Sid? Sid? What's this, a new kind of right guard antiperspirant?
Hi there. That's my new Right Guard Natural Scent.
Natural scent?
It's new. Light and fresh. You know, natural. Smell it.
Huh? Smells terrific.
It's Right Guard.
Oh.
Helps keep you dry all day.
New right guard natural scent. Does Mona know about you?
Oh, they moved.
Oh.
This is my husband, Bruno.
Bruno? Hi, Guy.
Gillette makes a better double edge now than the one your father used. The smoothest edge we can put on a blade for the smoothest shave we can put on your face. The Platinum Plus blade. And someday, Gillette will make even a better blade for your son. The more things change, the more they stay the same. We made the first blade, and we're still the first blade. Gillette. Platinum Plus.
And there he is, left-hander Ross Grimsley. They won 14 and lost 8 this year for Cincinnati. And the man he'll try to get out is Angel Mangual, who got the base hit through a drawn-in infield that won it for the A's and sent this entire portion of the Bay Area into delirium. Grimsley started the second game. He went 5 innings, gave up only 2 runs to the A's, and he lost that game 2-1. Angel Mangual, who made the Major League Rookie All-Star team last year while hitting .285 for Oakland. He shared the center field duties here last year with Rick Monday. This year he reported to camp with a pulled hamstring muscle, and really not a hamstring. It was up on top of the leg, not on the back. And it took him a long time. He even went down to the minor leagues to start the season, playing in Iowa, to try to get his leg back into shape. And he never really got the job back that he had obviously inherited.
And in the meantime, Jack Billingham continues to warm up for the Reds. Anderson going all out. He has to.
As Larry Shepard said before the game, it's Bobby Bullpen today for Cincinnati. A base hit here could send the A's on top into the top half of the 9th inning. The score is 4-4. Mike Hegan is at third base, Sal Bando at first base. There are 2 down. That's the ball. Strike call. Good pitch by Grimsley. He wanted it down. He got it down. I'll tell you, he won't get a base hit on a ball like he hit last night. The infield is back very, very deep. And they've got a force play at first or second, so they can go in the hole and get one. And that's the same kind of ball. Morgan has got it. Throws him out. And we go to the 9th, tied up 4-4.
Last year, Dodge had the only all-new pickup, still one of the greatest things going. This year, Dodge extends itself to bring you the revolutionary Club Cab, the pickup that gives you storage space inside for all the things you don't want to or can't afford to leave outside. Even comes with optional auxiliary flip seats. The new Club Cab swept line pickup, only at your Dodge dealer.
Now, why didn't anyone ever think of that before?
There's bound to be a scene like this in almost every Radial tire commercial. Because the fact is, Radial tires really do have superior handling characteristics. And if they're steel-belted Radials, you'll probably see a scene like this. So how can you tell which brand to buy? Well, maybe Uniroyal can help you decide. You see, worldwide, we have been selling steel-belted Radials 10 years longer than any other American tire company.
It's the ninth inning. 4 runs, 6 hits, no errors for Cincinnati. 4 runs, 6 hits, 1 error for the Reds. Angel Manuel, who hit for Hendrick, replaces him in center field. The A's have 3 defensive players in their lineup now that did not start the game. Kubiak at second, Hegan at first, Manuel in center. Cesar Geronimo is scheduled to lead off for the Reds. The pitcher Grimsley to follow him. The first 4 games decided by 1 run. We're in the 9th inning of a tie game here. There's never been a World Series where every game has been decided by 1 run. And Geronimo has a base hit to right. He leads off the 9th inning. Grimsley is coming up. He looks back to the dugout. And McRae is coming out on deck for Cincinnati. Bando in it, tight at third. They're looking for the bunt. And it is popped up. They let it drop. They throw to first. A wide throw, and they had a chance for a double play. And Fingers nearly threw it away. He let the ball drop. Nearly threw it away to Hegan, who made a desperate lunging grab.
By trapping it. Then he got excited, threw it to first base. Kubiak had come over to cover, made a good play to save the ball from going in the right field corner. Geronimo going out of your picture down to second base. He was lucky to tag the runner sliding in.
And if they'd had the good throw to first, they had an easy shot at Geronimo down at second for a double play. So now the Reds have the go-ahead run at second. That's what they were trying to do anyway. And Dave Concepcion is the batter. He was a pinch hitter in the 7th, and he flied out. 9th inning, tied 4-4. 1 out. Geronimo, a fast man, at second. Ball 1 to Concepcion. Pete Rose on deck.
Kubiak has made some good plays at second base. Might have been a game saver right there should the A's win this.
2 balls, no strikes to Concepcion. Hamilton, a left-hander, Locker, a right-hander in the Oakland bullpen. Dick Williams out. He played in 1 World Series with the Dodgers in '53. He managed for the Red Sox in the '67 series. Played in 2 losing World Series teams and managed. Went out to steady Fingers down. Two balls, no strikes to Concepcion. Foul ball, 2-1. Monty Moore's on his way down to the A's clubhouse in case the A's win this one. The battling Reds have them tied here in the 9th. Hit the Bando. Up. Throws. Safe at first base.
Bando had to charge it. The ball stayed down, just creeps beneath his glove. Now frantically trying to find it, still trying to find the handle against Concepcion, but he has speed. Bounces it in the dirt. Hegan with a fine stop.
And the Reds have the top of the order up. They have charged Bando with an error. The defensive lapses are giving the Reds a shot here in the ninth. Rose has homered and singled him 4 times. It's a ball to him.
Concepcion with that fine speed down on first base, able to get a big lead, will have a good shot at any double play attempt.
Ball 2. There's the lead man, Geronimo at second. Concepcion at first. Foul back. 2-1 to Rose. One out here in the 9th inning. And Joe Morgan on deck. Foul the sinker off. 2-2. And the A's bullpen with Hamilton and Lockett. Two balls, 2 strikes. Base hit into center field. Geronimo will come in to score. Racing to third is Concepcion. On the throw to third, Rose takes second. And the Reds lead 5-4. Rose went to second on the throw to third.
Manuel's throw over the head of the cutoff man, Bert Campanarison, offline, allowing Pete to go into second base in the scoring position, and now erase the possibility of a double play.
Joe Morgan will be the batter. Dick Williams wants his left-hander, young Dave Hamilton, to come on now and face Morgan. And loose defensive play has hurt the A's here in the 9th. So we have another break in the action at Oakland. The score in the top of the 9th is now Cincinnati 5 and Oakland 4.
So you found a new pad and you're moving your stuff. Well, that's okay. This car's enough. Plymouth Space Duster. You can get a fold-down seat here in the back. Gives you 6.5 feet of space to pack. Whatever you gotta pack in the back. Fully carpeted. Seat folds up, too. With a roof that opens on a country ride, don't cost much extra. Lets the sun inside. Crank shut, too, nice and tight, because the sun don't shine very much at night. Of course, everybody knows that. Plymouth Space Duster. You can get more out of it, because you can get more into it. Plymouth Duster. Extra care and engineering. It makes a difference.
Dave Hamilton making his first appearance of the series. During the year, he won 6, lost 6. 24 years old, born in Seattle, Washington. Lives now in Edmonds, Washington. He's facing Joe Morgan, whose base running has kept the Reds alive last night and today. Even though he hasn't had a hit today, he's walked twice. He has scored 2 runs. He's stolen a base. He went back and talked to Alex Grammas, the third base coach, about Hamilton. And the Reds have runners on second and third, 1 out. And a bad throw to first base by Raleigh Fingers, where he had a chance perhaps for a double play, has turned it around here in the 9th.
First time in the World Series that we've seen Cincinnati able to take advantage of the great team speed that they have, forcing mistakes.
The A's bring the infield in. Concepcion's at third. Rose is at second. One out. Big chance for the Reds now. A ball to Joe Morgan. There they are, Concepcion and Rose. Ball 2. 2-0. Grammas says, come on, send the sign up. Two and 0 to Morgan. He hits a high fly down the right field line. It's shallow. Concepcion is tagging. A loose throw is double play. Got him. There's Concepcion leading as the ball touched the glove. And here's the throw coming in by Matty Alou, a perfect throw. A tag by Tennis, and it's a double play, 9-2. 1 run for the Reds. They had 2 hits, and they take the lead. 5.
Harry, make sure you get a close shave and don't cut yourself.
Don't worry, this is a track too. 2 blades, but recessed so they're safe.
Then how are you going to shave close?
When the first blade shaves a whisker, it lifts it out from the face. And before it all snaps back, the second blade can shave it again, closer.
Harry, look at your daughter.
Gorgeous. Just gorgeous.
The track 2. Gillette made it 1 blade better.
Hi, Guy. Sid? Sid? What's this, a new kind of right guard antiperspirant?
Hi there. That's my new Right Guard natural scent.
Natural scent?
It's new. Light and fresh. You know, natural. Smell it.
Huh? Smells terrific.
It's Right Guard.
Oh.
Helps keep you dry all day.
New Right Guard natural scent. Does Mona know about you?
Oh, they moved.
Oh.
This is my husband, Bruno.
Bruno? Hi, Guy.
Matty Alou has been hitting below par in this series, but fielding above par. He made 2 good plays last night. He has just an average arm, but he gets rid of this ball in a hurry and throws a perfect strike to double up Concepcion at the plate to keep the Oakland A's within 1 run, as the A's now will come to bat in the last of the 9th inning. They'll have their catcher, Gene Tennis, leading off. Then the second baseman, Kubiak. And the pitcher to follow. Gene Tennis hit a 3-run homer in the second, walked in the 4th, rounded out in the 7th. Once again, we go down to a 1-run ball game. Ball, I can't remember so many important games in 2 weeks of the playoffs in the World Series that have been decided by so many 1-run decisions. That was an earned run, by the way, for Cincinnati. Ball 2 to Gene Tennis. Grimsley, a starter, pitching in relief. Billingham and other starters warming up in the Cincinnati bullpen. Ball 3. Three balls, no strikes. Grimsley gets it over. 3-1. Anderson, and he's, I don't blame you, Sparky. He's on. The tying run is on for the A's in the last of the night. Ted Kubiak's the batter. Dave Duncan has come out on deck as a pinch hitter. The Reds lead 5-4, last of the 9th inning. That's a strike to him. In those playoff games, 5 in each league, 5 of the 10 playoff games were decided by 1 run. We're into the 5th World Series game. They've all been 1-run ball games. 1 strike to Kubiak. He pops it up. Waiting for it, first baseman Perez. 1 out. Now Duncan will bat for Hamilton. And Anderson just pointed out there. He wants to come out. He's got Billingham, a right-hander, loose if he wants him. And he's going to bring him on. Right down against it. He's got a 1-run lead to keep his team alive. Send them back to Cincinnati tomorrow. He's had to rip up the pitching staff today, but he's had to. And we're going to have another break in the action here in Oakland with a score in the last of the 9th inning. Cincinnati 5, Oakland 4.
McDonald's Big Mac. Open wide and say, ah. Lettuce, special sauce, cheese, and a double helping of meat. Anybody can make a big sandwich, but nothing tastes like a Big Mac. Open wide and say, ah. You deserve a break today at McDonald's.
Jack Billingham, who pitched brilliantly here on Tuesday night. Had to have 9th inning help. Won 12, lost 12. Will face Dave Duncan, who lost his starting catching job just after the halfway mark. That's Blue Moon Odom, who's gone in to run for Gene Tennis. Duncan hit 19 homers during the year, 15 in this ballpark. He has good power. He hit most of those home runs early in the season. Seasonal batting average of .218. Pete Rose hit a homer in the first. Gene Tennis a 3-run homer in the second. Menke homered in the fourth. The A's got another run in the fourth. They led 4-2. In the eighth, Morgan scored from second on Tolan's single. And the Reds went ahead in the 9th inning. And the A's let them away. Let them get away with some poor defensive play. I said Billingham pitched Tuesday. It was Wednesday night. Ball 1. Sparky's worn a path out in that dugout. He usually sits down, but not after he fell behind 3-1. Strike to him. 1-1. If they go to Cincinnati tomorrow, Vida Blue will start for Oakland. We don't know who will be going for Cincinnati. 1 ball, 1 strike. And he lines it into left field for a base hit. Here's Odom coming to third. The tying runs to third. The throw by Rose comes in to second. And the A's continue their miraculous pitch hitting. They've had 2 pinch hits today, and they had 3 pinch hits in 1 inning, the 9th inning last night. And a good play by Pete Rose. He kept that winning run from getting to second base. He had no chance on Odom at third. Now Herb Norton, the third base coach, wants to talk to Campaneris. Campaneris has gone hitless in 4 times. This is the top of the A's batting order. Cincinnati leading 5-4, last of the 9th inning. Another seat squirmer here at Oakland Coliseum. The A's fans standing with their banners behind the dugout. Everybody on their feet there. The infield is tight at first and third. Just a little shorter than halfway at short and second. They get the ground ball at either short or second. They may try for the double play to get out of the inning. Campaneris fouls it off. Out of play. Strike one. Billingham's ahead of Campaneris, one strike. John Odom, the tying run at third. The on-deck batter, Matty Alou. The winning run, Duncan at first. Strike two. Don Gullett, another starter, is warming up. There are three starters. Grimsley, Billingham, and Gullett have been in the bullpen. And he pops it up. Perez back. Morgan going and takes it in foul ground. Here comes Odom. And he is out. The ball game is over. A double play. Odom gambled and tried to score on the foul pop. And he's out at home plate. Dick Williams comes out. The Reds are still alive. They win it. Here's Odom tagging. He thought Morgan might not be quite alert or have his back to the plate. Odom tries to score. The throw from Joe Morgan is in time. A double play to wind up the ball game, and Cincinnati leads it 5-4. Now watch Joe Morgan. He yells Perez off the ball. Morgan, quickly, even though he slipped and fell, fired to the plate. And for a fellow who hasn't had a hit in this series, Morgan is playing a very valuable role yesterday and today. So the Reds win it, and for the 5th World Series game in a row, it was decided by 1 run. The A's had a chance, a big chance, with runners on first and third, 1 out, but couldn't do it. So in that last of the 9th inning, no runs, 1 hit, there were no errors, and 1 man left. The winning pitcher, Ross Grimsley, and the losing pitcher is Raleigh Fingers. And your final line score, Cincinnati, 5 runs, 8 hits, and no errors. Oakland, 4 runs, 7 hits, and 2 errors. And let's go down now to Tony Kubek.
With me on the field, Joe Morgan, one of the heroes, not only with that last play and throw, but also with his base stealing and bases on ball. Joe, you waved Perez off on that last play.
Well, Doggy was moving back away, and I was going to be moving away also, but I figured I could round the ball and have my body going toward the plate better than he could.
You got 2 bases on ball today, a couple of stolen bases, and scored 2 very important runs. First time that team speed is shown for you guys.
Well, it's the first time I've been on base with any consistency, Tony. Like I said all along, if I get on base, we'll score some runs because these guys will get me in, and it seems though when I get on base, things happen. And so far in the series, I hadn't been able to get on base, but really, to be honest with you, I think today gave me a big lift. And I think I'll be real good from now on.
Joe, before the ball game today, I overheard you talking to a writer. You refused, and to your credit, to use the excuse that your heel's bad. I think we all know it's bad and it's been bothering you. You've shown a lot of courage playing on it.
Well, I don't want to make any excuses, Tony, because, like you say, you just go out there and do the best you can do, and it could have been the other way. I could be having a great series even with the bad heel, so I can't really say the heel has caused me to do a lot of things that I'm doing wrong, but I'm just going to go out there and battle them from now on, and hopefully we can win the next 2.
You're going back to Riverfront, back home for that 6th important game.
Right, and I tell you what, Tony, we're going to win it.
You've got a lot of men in the bullpen today. Who you got starting tomorrow? Does anybody know yet?
I don't know. No, I don't know. It was either supposed to be Grimsley, but he pitched last inning here today, so apparently I believe it'll probably be Gary Nolan.
Vida Blue for them, it looks like. What do you think about Vida?
Well, I tell you what, he's going to have his work cut out for us because these guys started swinging the bat real good. Everyone here is swinging the bat a lot better, except for myself, but these other guys are swinging the bat better, and maybe I can get some more walks.
Joe Morgan, thank you so much. Good ball game, and we'll see you in Cincinnati tomorrow.
Right, thank you very much, Tony.
Now let's go back upstairs.
What a 9th inning that was. The top of the 9th ended on a double play throw from Matty Alou into home plate on Concepcion, and then the last of the 9th inning with a double play with Morgan throwing Odom out of the plate. And I guess they'll wonder for a long time to come here in the Coliseum about Odom going in on that pop foul. Fairly close, but he was definitely out at the plate.